Hello there, you guys. Welcome to another live videos, and today I'm just going to be officially updating you on some more current latest news that's currently going on in the media. So today, this morning, I've been reading some media reports that are coming out of the media, and already the Manchester United board and that have plans, to invest this summer, as I currently said, and already have plans, to get a couple of signings in the summer transfer window as well. So Manchester United are preparing, to invest a lot of money. They're preparing to spend big on a couple of players, as we didn't sign anyone in the January transfer window, as we all currently know. But these are a couple of key targets, that we have been interested in getting in at Manchester United this summer, of course, because obviously, as I did say, the club is still looking to hire a director of footballer to come in. As Ed Woodward did confirm, he wants to hire a director of football into the club before he commits to any future signings, as he did confirm. We're still looking to recruit a full-time manager to come in on a full-time basis at the end of the season, because we know Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is not guaranteed to get the job on a full-time basis, and we know that Mauricio Pochettino still reportedly remains the number one choice, as I said. And obviously, there's players who are set to leave in the summer as well, and we could be losing a lot of experienced players this summer as well. And obviously, there's still players, coming to the end of the contracts, as we all know. But as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer did confirm, in relation to, like he said, contract negotiations are going well with like De Gea. Obviously, Martial's already signed his new 5-year deal with an option of a further year as well, which is very, very good news, as I can said. But these players that are set to leave this summer, so reportedly, Manchester United are looking to get a couple of young players into the squad, that can grow and develop and mould under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And these key areas in our squad where we do need to strengthen up, we need a strong central defender, as we all aware of, we need a strong central defender. Because I think Phil Jones and Chris Smalling could be gone at the end of the season as well. But we do need a strong central defender alongside Lindelof and Eric Bailly, because I think, we need a strong central defender that will complement Lindelof and Eric Bailly and all that, and that is obviously Koulibaly as well. But another key area we're looking to strengthen up is our right-hand side, because we do need someone on that right-hand side, as we all currently know. And obviously, the majority of our attack is coming from the left-hand side. So the left-hand side does look okay, but we need a central defender. We need someone on the right. Maybe we need a centre defensive midfielder that's fast and tenacious as well. But reports have been coming out. I didn't see this. I've just seen it now. In the last couple of days, Manchester United are reportedly planning to make a move for Borussia Dortmund winner Jadon Sancho in the summer transfer window. Reportedly rated at around £90 million is this player. Reportedly since his arrival in Germany, which was 2 years ago. He's been in Germany, I think, 2 years now. Since his arrival in Germany, reportedly Manchester United have been monitoring the player closer and watching how he performs. And now reportedly, since he's been at Dortmund, his performances have been very, very fantastic. Since he broke in the first team, since he's become a regular in the first team, reportedly Jadon Sancho performances have reportedly been impressive. And we know Borussia Dortmund have already done business. They did business with Ousmane Dembele. Sold him to Barcelona for, what was it, £106 million or something like that, was it? They also sold Christian Pulisic to Chelsea for £58 million. And we know he's officially going to be playing for Chelsea in the new season. But obviously, Jadon Sancho has been Borussia Dortmund's first choice over Christian Pulisic, because Christian Pulisic has been in and out of the team this season. And obviously, Jadon Sancho has obviously been preferred choice, as I said. But he's only 18 years of age, is Jadon Sancho, as we all know. He has got a contract with Borussia Dortmund until 2022 as this player. He's obviously had experience of playing in England in the past, because he used to play with Manchester City. Did the play as well. I think he had a couple of years with Manchester City. This was in his youth career. He spent a couple of years with Manchester City, but he never got into the first team with Manchester City. Reportedly rejected a £30,000 a week offer from Manchester City, so potentially Borussia Dortmund got him. I think Borussia Dortmund paid just what, £7-8 million for the player from Man City. And recently, since he's been at Borussia Dortmund, he's grown and developed reportedly, and his performances have been fantastic. Well, he actually used to play for Watford as well. That's where he actually began his youth career. He began his youth career with Watford at the age of, just 7 years of age, and he was there a number of years in the youth team with Watford. Then went to Manchester City, had a couple of years with Man City, as we all currently know. I think Manchester City do have a buyback option on Jadon Sancho as well. But now he's at Borussia Dortmund. Since he's been at Borussia Dortmund, reportedly his performances have been very, very impressive, and he's been more of a regular in the team. But as reports are suggesting now that Man United are planning to make a move for him this summer. It would cost us around £90 million, but as I did say, we have got that financial, power, to meet that valuation, having not spent out in the January transfer window, as we all know. But Jadon Sancho, as I said, he's 18 years of age, as I said. He's got a lot of good physical attributes about his play. Do you think he complement our team very, very well? Obviously, he's played in Manchester before with Manchester City, but reportedly Manchester United have showed an interest in him. Man United have been, closely monitoring the player since his arrival in Germany. Reportedly his performances have been very, very impressive. This player's as I've currently seen as I said. But that's the big latest news to update on that, because we have got quite a few young players in our team. We've got Rashford, who want to get to a new long-term deal. We've got Martial, who's just signed a 5-year deal. We've got Lingard, who's young as well. But I think we could see a lot of experienced players leave this summer. So we do want to get adequate replacements in there. Maybe get some experienced players in and get a couple of young players in as well, that can grow and develop under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So reportedly, Jadon Sancho has reportedly been targeted by Manchester United for a summer transfer. As I said, he probably would be open to the move if Man United were preparing to pay £90 million for him. That is a lot of money, for an 18-year-old, as we all could know. But since, he's got the Dortmund, his performances have been good, and financially, Borussia Dortmund will make a huge profit on the player if they do sanction him for £90 million in the summer. But I think, they will do business in Man United preparing to pay £19 million, as I currently said. So that is a lot of money, for the youngster, and he's only 18 years of age. Of course, that's the latest news to update you on that. Obviously, Man United's two key targets for the summer transfer window are obviously Koulibaly and Milan Skriniar. According to the media, that's what it's currently said in the media. We know Koulibaly is going to be our number one target, for this summer window. Man United are going to go in for Koulibaly this summer, as we all currently know, because obviously Man United were linked to him last summer, as we all currently know. We were linked to him last summer, didn't get a deal over the line. We were linked to him throughout, the January transfer window. Obviously, Manchester United had held negotiations, Ed Woodward had held negotiations, and obviously, Manchester United in the process had 3 bids turned down for Koulibaly, as we all know. The recent one was £95 million that had been turned down for Koulibaly, but he's still got a contract with Napoli till 2023. But in relation, to Koulibaly, as I currently said, to be quite honest with you, he's not happy at Napoli, as we all know. He's been there a number of years now. He's grown and developed fantastically well. He's 27 years of age. He's 6'5", 6'6", is he? Or something like that. Koulibaly, as I said. But yeah, very, very tall. Got good physical attributes. Very, very good in the air. Adapts every area of his game very, very well, does Koulibaly. And Napoli paid just £7 million for him from Genk, as we all know. But Napoli made it clear in that January window. The Napoli president confirmed they were reluctant to offload him in that January transfer window, as I said. But we know he would cost us in the excess of at least £100 million or more. But we know we've got that financial power to meet his valuation, as I said. So we could be spending bucket loads of money in this summer January window, maybe on one player. Because if we do get Jadon Sancho, that will cost us £90 million, because that's what Dortmund rate him at. And obviously, Koulibaly's rated at around at least £90 million, maybe £100 million. So there's a lot of money there on 2 players, as I currently said. But Koulibaly, as I said, he's unhappy, with Napoli since he suffered that racial abuse, back in back on Boxing Day in December. He's been very, very unhappy with Napoli, and I do think he intends, to make the move to Old Trafford. He does intend to make the move to Old Trafford maybe in the summer, as I said, but I think he'd be a good leader in our back line if you put him alongside Lindelof and if you put him alongside Bailly, as I said, because I've been very, very impressed with Lindelof this season. He's improved. Bailly's been in and out of the team. I think Bailly needs to get, more in the team, to be quite honest with you, because I still think he's got great potential, Eric Bailly, as I said. Also, too, reportedly another number one summer, another number one summer target is Skriniar. So the top 2 summer transfer, the top 2 major targets for the summer are Koulibaly and Milan Skriniar, reportedly, because we have been linked with Inter Milan's Milan Skriniar as well, and he's 23 years of age. Of course, he's 4 years younger than Koulibaly. He's nowhere near the same calibre or same level as Koulibaly's Milan Skriniar, but he's only 20. years of age. He's got years ahead of him to grow and develop, as we all know. But Milan Skriniar is an Inter Milan player. I think he's still got 3 years left on his deal, has it here? I think Inter Milan have been in talks of getting him a contract renewal, as I said. He's been in Inter Milan since 2017. I think Inter Milan paid £20 million for him from Sampdoria, Milan Skriniar. But as I said, Manchester United linked to him because he actually can operate as a defensive mid, but mainly is a centre-back, is Milan Skriniar, as I said. But reportedly Manchester United have targeted him, reportedly rated at around £75 million, Milan Skriniar. So we could go for both the duo. We could go for Milan Skriniar and Koulibaly in the summer transfer window, as I currently said, because we do need to reinforce in that defensive position, because I do see, players, I think Jones and Smalling could be good season. I know Jones has been mainly playing alongside Lindelof under Solskjaer, but I could see Jones going in next season. I could see Smalling going next season. Marcus Rojo, as I said, has enjoyed a very, very difficult time since he's come to Manchester United. He struggled with his fitness regime, had a lot of injury problems as well. So he struggled to get a string of games, under his belt. So Marcus Rojo could leave in the summer to leave space and look at Koulibaly, as an adequate replacement, as I currently said. We've been linked with others as well. Toby Alderweireld got mentioned. We have been linked with him. I think he's lost a yard of pace, to be quite honest with you, now, as Toby Alderweireld, if I'm going to be honest with you. Obviously, Tottenham have extended his current deal till 2020. It does include a release clause of £25 million, as we all currently know, for Toby Alderweireld. But I do have reservations about him now, to be quite honest. He's 29 years of age, so he's knocking on his Toby Alderweireld. But I think he needs to adjust his game a little bit more. I think he's lost a yard of pace, as Toby Alderweireld, as I currently said. And, he's proven well. He's well proven in the Premier League, don't get me wrong, he's Toby Alderweireld, and he's proven well. He's Premier League proven, and I still think he'd be a good lead in our back line, because under the brilliance of Solskjaer, he would probably play well at Manchester United. But I do have concerns about him now, because he's 29 and he has lost a yard of pace at Tottenham Hotspur. But we were heavily linked to him, of course, during the course of last summer. Manchester United, of course, were heavily linked to him. Another player, that Manchester United, could go for in the summer, as I have been discussing with you a couple of times on a regular basis. Well, I've been discussing on a regular basis about this, that reportedly it got mentioned in the January transfer window that Manchester United could actually make a move for the Benfica player Felix. I can't pronounce his first name, but he's called Felix. Reportedly, it said in the January window that Man United were interested in him. It said Manchester United instructed scouts, to keep a close eye on Felix. He's a 19-year-old player. He plays for Benfica, as I said. A few other teams have been interested as well in the player as well. It did report saying in the January transfer window that Liverpool had reportedly had I think it was around a £61 million bid turned down for Felix. He's versatile. He can play in a couple of other positions. I think he plays as a striker and attacking mid. I think he's mainly a winger, because that's where he has been playing at Benfica. He only broke into the first team with Benfica last year. Did Felix as well? He only broke into the first team with Benfica last year. He has got a buyout clause of around £105 million, so that is a staggering amounts of money, for Felix, as I currently said. But reportedly, since he's broken into the first team with Benfica, his performances have been very, very good. He's yet to make his senior debut, for the Portugal national team as well. So he'd cost quite a bit of money, considering he's got a buyout clause of £105 million. Man United have instructed scouts, to keep a close eye on the player. But it did say a few other teams have been interested in him as well. But also, too, another player we could go for in the summer window as well, who got mentioned in the January transfer window as well, is that PSV winger Steven Bergwijn. Now, he got mentioned in the January window that Man United wanted to keep informed if PSV were willing to do any business for Steven Bergwijn. Again, very, very young in his prime. Reportedly, his performances for PSV have reportedly been impressive. 21 years of age. He is Dutch. He's got a contract with PSV until 2022, as we all currently know. I think during his youth career, I think he played for Ajax during his youth career, did Steven Bergwijn. Played for the PSV reserve team, of course, as well. And played in the youth, played PSV in his youth as well. But since he's got into the first team, his performances have reportedly, been very, very impressive. 21 years of age, reportedly rated at around £25 million, Steven Bergwijn. But reportedly Man United want to keep informed if PSV are willing to sell him. Maybe they are willing to sell him in the summer, Steven Bergwijn. But he got mentioned in the January transfer window as well. But yeah, Jadon Sancho in the press has reportedly been mentioned in the press in the last couple of days. Reportedly that Manchester United are interested in plotting a move for him. Would cost us in the excess of around £90 million. As I said, he's got a contract till 2022. City do have the buyback option on him, of course, as I did confirm. Played for Watford during his youth career, spent numerous years there. Just the age of 7. I think he joined Watford, joined Manchester City at the age of 14. He was there a couple of years, but never got he never broke into the first team. Jadon Sancho. Then Borussia Dortmund just paid £7-8 million to him. So financially, Borussia Dortmund could make a huge profit on the play in this summer if Man United are preparing to pay £90 million for him. I think we are preparing to pay £90 million for him, as the company has said. But as news did confirm yesterday, as well, Marouane Fellaini has currently left Manchester United, as that has confirmed. Found a bit more information on that because reports are coming out actually suggesting he was going to be receiving 18 million a year deal with his China club, Shandong Luweng. And he was going to be receiving around, £350,000 a week. But that's not the case because reportedly the other media report I read, it did say he signed a 3-year deal. It's going to be around £235,000 a week he's going to be receiving. And reportedly we've sanctioned him off for around just over £10 million. And that's what we recommended that we wanted for Marouane Fellaini. But yeah, Man United had come to an agreement with his Chinese club. Personal terms being agreed. He passed his medical and all that. And yes, it's been officially announced now. Marouane Fellaini has gone to China because obviously he wasn't going to get any game time under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, hardly, with the likes of Herrera, Matic and Pogba that are looking very, very influential under Solskjaer, and obviously they look very, very effective, as I currently said. So it's going to be hard for Fellaini to fit in this new regime and this new system at Manchester United. Fellaini, though, he served 11 years in English football, as I said. He followed the sort of same legacy as what Wayne Rooney did, because he spent a lot of years in English football as well. Wayne Rooney, including his time with Everton. That was his boyhood club, was Everton, as we all know. But then we got him. We had 13 fantastic years out of him. Our record goal scorer, Wayne Rooney, with 253 goals. As we all quickly know, I think he was the second highest top goal scorer in the Premier League all in all, with 208 goals. Was it just behind Alan Shearer, if I'm right? I think he was the third player to get the most number of assists as well, Wayne Rooney. But he sort of followed Wayne Rooney's legacy, for the number of years that he served in English football. So Fellaini served 11 years in English football. Wayne Rooney served around, was it 13 years or something in English football? No, it was more than 13 years. I think this was including his time with Everton. So he had a lot of years in English football, did Wayne Rooney. But as I did say with Marouane Fellaini, as I quickly said, he served 11 years in English football. This was obviously including his time with Everton as well. Obviously when he came to United, obviously it was David Moyes' first signing. Manchester United paid £27 million for him, and during his nearly 6 years at Old Trafford, he made 177 appearances, as we all know, did Fellaini. He only signed a 2-year deal last summer, did Marouane Fellaini, with the option of a further year, as well, as it did confirm. But as I did say, the China could have got this. The Chinese transfer window doesn't shut until the end of this month, as we all currently know. But yet it's been officially completed. As I currently said, Man United bid farewell to him. Thanks to his time, of how with him being here. As I currently said, yeah, that's been officially announced now. As I currently said, and he signed a 3-year deal with this Chinese club. As I said, it did say Man United were in talks with this Chinese club. As I said. So that was the latest news to update you on that, as I give you an up-to-date on that, as I currently said. But as I did say, yeah, so potentially I do think, we've still got to get these players new contracts, as I currently said. Solskjaer did say in the January window he didn't expect any players to leave in the January transfer window. But as I did say, I do think players will be leaving, as I do keep saying, because we got Valencia. He refused to leave Manchester United in the January window, but Valencia is obviously out living out at the club. Obviously, it's Ashley Young, who's obviously our first choice right back in the Manchester United team, as we all currently know. Valencia is struggling to get game time. He's hardly played in the Premier League this season. He's been a good servant, the number of years he's been here. He's been here about 10 years now, hasn't he? Made over 300 appearances, of course, won everything here as well. There was strong speculation of him leaving. Fulham and Newcastle are reportedly interested in Antonio Valencia as well. So he could be set to leave in the summer, to be quite honest. We could Valencia. We need an experienced right back. That's we need someone in that right back position, because I think Ashley Young's past it now. We have been in talks of securing Ashley Young a new Manchester United deal. It will be only 1 year, considering that he is 33 years of age, Ashley Young. So too is Valencia. He's 33 years of age. They're both 33. I think we do have the option to extend Valencia's deal by a further year. Ashley Young, obviously, we're only going to be prepared to offer him another 1 year extension, considering that he is age 33 now. Ashley Young, he's been a good servant in the Premier League, the number of years. He's been in the Premier League a lot of years, so he's an experienced right back. He's been here a good 7-8 years now, made over 300 odd appearances. Ashley Young, and he's won everything here at Manchester United, of course, as I currently said. So maybe he could leave in the summer. Ashley Young, I think he does need to leave. To be quite honest with you, does Ashley Young. Another player, I think Darmian could be on his way out of Manchester United as well. He's another player I expect to leave in the summer. I'm surprised Darmian didn't leave in the January transfer, when it's quite honest with you, because Darmian's enjoyed a very, very difficult time, since he's come to Manchester United. To be quite honest with you, as Matteo Darmian's really, really enjoyed a difficult time, at Manchester United since he's come. Since we got him in 2015 from Torino, he hasn't really had the opportunity. He's been struggling to get a run of games under his belt, because obviously he hasn't been preferred choice in the Manchester United team, as we all know, Matteo Darmian. But saying about Matteo Darmian, as I did say, we got him under Louis van Gaal era, so he has been here since 2015, so he's been here a good 3.5-4 seasons now, as Matteo Darmian. But it's reports saying that Juventus and Inter Milan were interested in him. Obviously, when he was a lot younger in his prime, he had a lot of experience of playing in Italy. Majority of his career, he was playing in Italy. Matteo Darmian, but has enjoyed a difficult time, since he's come to the Premier League for Manchester United, because really hasn't had the opportunity. We have extended his current contract by a further year, as I currently said, but there's been speculation of him leaving, as we all currently know. There's quite a few players I do see leaving, Manchester United, to be quite honest, there's quite a few players I can see leaving, as I said. But hopefully somewhere along the line, Manchester United, can get a new, in the process, a new deal for David De Gea. We have been in talks of securing David De Gea a new long-term deal at Manchester United, which would be a very, very good news. Which would be a very, very good news. We have been in the process of trying to secure David De Gea a new deal at the club. I think he's demanding a wage increase. I think he's demanding that he wants around £300,000 a week, David De Gea, if he is to sign a new long-term deal at Manchester United, David De Gea. Man United have been in talks. We know he's on the verge of joining Real Madrid in 2015. We know that there was speculation of Juventus, and there was a narrative about Juventus and Paris Saint-Germain reportedly interested, but he's been here since 2011. He's been here a good number of years now, as we all currently know, and he's gone to make over 300 odd appearances in all competitions, as David De Gea, as we all currently know. But as I say, he's won the Club's Player of the Year 4 out of 5 seasons, won the Smart Buzzer Player of the Year, quite a few times, as well as David De Gea. But as I did say, so hopefully somewhere along the line we can get him a new long-term deal. We activated a 12-month extension on his current contract last year, as we all clearly know. But he will commit his long-term future in Manchester United, because he's won everything here. And of course, he's happy at Manchester United, as we all clearly know. Reports have been coming out saying that Manchester United have obviously offered Juan Mata a new 1-year extension on his current contract as well. Because reports were coming out throughout the January transfer window that reportedly Barcelona and I think Arsenal were interested in Juan Mata as well, but I still think he's a very, very good player, Juan Mata. He is age 30 now, so obviously we're not willing to offer him no longer than a 12-month contract extension, Juan Mata, as currently said. But yeah, very, very good player, as currently said. He is aging up now, he's Juan Mata, as I said. He is 30 years of age now, but he's been in the Premier League a number of years. This was including his 3 years he had with Chelsea. He's won everything in the Premier League apart from the Premier League, and that's the only thing he hasn't won. But, as I said, since he's been at United, he's been here since 2014. He's gone to make over 200 odd appearances, as we all know. When he was a lot younger in his prime, he actually played under Emre, with Valencia, for 4 years. Did Juan Mata, when obviously Juan Mata was a lot younger in his prime. I think he does miss Spain, because that's where he had experience of playing in Spain, and he's a lot younger in his prime, because that's where he actually began his career, Juan Mata. Maybe Juan Mata may leave in the summer, but we have been in talks of securing him a new 1-year extension on his current deal, as we all currently know. So potentially, and we've been hearing news, about Marcus Rashford as well. That's been coming out of the media. Marcus Rashford, as I did currently say, been United player since the age of 7. He's progressing up the rank fantastically well as Marcus Rashford. His current deal does end in 2020, so in the process, we do want to secure him to a new long-term deal. He's only currently receiving £60,000 a week at the moment, but if we can come to an agreement in principle to get him a new long-term deal, and it does process, this will increase his wages by a lot. He'll be set to earn around £200,000 a week week if we can agree a new long-term deal for Rashford. But his current deal ends in 2020. There is an option of a further year, as we all know. Silly reports have been coming out saying that Real Madrid are reportedly planning to put a staggering £100 million in for Marcus Rashford this summer. But Marcus Rashford's not going to leave Manchester United, that's the thing. And he did say Real Madrid were preparing to offer him around £250,000 a week in wages reportedly. But Rashford is not going to leave Manchester United, as we all know. He's happy at Manchester United. He's playing a key role under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He's scoring goals. He's providing, as we all know, is Marcus Rashford, as I currently said. And he does look very, very effective centrally, does Marcus Rashford, as we more currently know. He looks very, very effective centrally, does Rashford, as I currently said. Doesn't look so good on the left. I think he's better centrally. I think Martial suits that left-hand side because I think Martial creates that width on that left-hand side very, very well, if I'm going to be quite honest with you. But yeah, that was a silly rumour that I heard in the press the other day. I think I actually updated you on it, on that as well. But as I did say, I think, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer should get the job on a full-time basis, in my opinion, because obviously he's 100% records over now as Manchester United manager. Still unbeaten, though, in 9 games, as we all know, won 8, drawn 1. Hopefully we can get back to winning ways tomorrow against Leicester at the King Power Stadium, as I currently said. He's obviously going to be Solskjaer's going to be making changes in the Leicester game, as we all know. He's going to be rotating the squad. As he did currently say, he was going to be rotating the squad. He was going to give the young players a chance, as he did currently say. So he did say he was going to give everybody the chance, get the players to express themselves. Get the players to express themselves, get the team enjoying football, and that's what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wanted. But bit of team news going into tomorrow, as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, did confirm. He did basically say that potentially Chris Smalling could be back in contention because Chris Smalling's been recently out with a foot injury, as we all know. Solskjaer obviously also too confirmed. I think he confirmed that probably Martial and Paul Pogba will be okay to be in contention because obviously Pogba and Martial did suffer minor injuries. Pogba came off against Burnley with a minor injury. Martial missed the Burnley game with a minor injury as well. But Martial and Pogba, should be okay to feature against Leicester. I think Lingard probably will be coming back into contention as well on that right-hand side, probably, because Juan Mata failed to impress against Burnley. He did rotate the squad against Burnley, Andres Pereira. He gave Pereira a start against Burnley, but Andres Pereira, was very, very poor. So I think Herrera will be back in contention, to start against Leicester tomorrow, as I currently said. At the centre back, he may put Jones alongside Lindelof, which he mainly has been doing Solskjaer. He may give Bailly a chance alongside Lindelof, or he may give, Chris Smalling the opportunity, as I currently said. But he will rotate the squad. We know Rojo, of course, is still injured, so obviously Marcus Rojo won't be playing, as I said. So he will rotate the squad differently. Probably Lukaku won't be playing tomorrow from the start. I think his form's been rejuvenated as Romelu Lukaku's, since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's come in. He was poor against Burnley, but apart from that, when he has been playing, obviously Lukaku and Sanchez haven't been first choice under Solskjaer. Lukaku and Sanchez haven't been first choice over the likes of Martial and Rashford, because we know Martial and Rashford have obviously been first choice over Lukaku and Sanchez recently, since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, has come into the Manchester United job, as we all currently know. But Martial and Rashford, have been on absolutely fantastic form, as I currently said. But saying yes, so potentially we should win tomorrow against Leicester. Leicester, put a good form out against Liverpool midweek. As we all know, they got a 1-1 draw. They beat City this season. They beat Chelsea this season, did Leicester. But they're sitting 11th in the league, and they've lost 10 out of 24 games this season. I think they've won 9 and drawn 5. We haven't lost to Leicester since 2014. We haven't lost to them since the Louis van Gaal era, as we all know. We lost to them, 5-3 under Louis van Gaal era. So we aren't beaten in our last 8 meetings against Leicester, as we all currently know. So Solskjaer's given us a bit of team news in the process going into the Leicester game. Leicester did sign a player, so reportedly he could be making his debut, reportedly, as well as he did confirm. He could be given his debut, as it did confirm, as currently 2-1 it was early on in the season to Manchester United, as we all know, at the beginning of the season at Old Trafford, as I said. So yeah, so obviously we're still looking to recruit a director of football to come in, as I said. A few names have been mentioned, as we all know, and we're still looking to get a manager on a full-time basis. I think Solskjaer should be the favourite because Solskjaer knows the chaplains of the club, he knows the culture of the club, he knows everything about the club, because as I said, he was a great player for 11 years under Alex Ferguson, won trophies, scored goals, and all that. You know, he's watched some of these players grow and develop in the reserve team as well as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. It was a shame he didn't get the money, the spending spree. It was a shame he didn't get the money to spend in the January transfer window. But you know, with obviously the board now of Manchester United, I've got plans, you know, to invest in the summer and get players in the summer. As I clearly said, and as I just said, one of them is Jadon Sancho, reportedly, and it's in quite a lot of media outlets that have reported on it. As I currently said, but we know Mauricio Pochettino reportedly still remains number one. As I currently said, no, wouldn't be for me. He's got a good experience of managing the Premier League. He hasn't proven himself though in terms of silverware. You know, he hasn't really won out Mauricio Pochettino, but he has been managing since 2009. He has got a good record with Tottenham. Don't get me wrong, he's done very, very well with Tottenham. He did well at Southampton. He had a good record, you know, when he was at Southampton. You know, he signed a 5-year deal with Tottenham last summer, and Solskjaer's brought something magical to Manchester United, and he's turned this team around. He's brought fluidity back in the team. He's got the belief back in the team. He's got the confidence, you know, back in the team, and you can see the vast improvements in the squad, you know, since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's come in. As I currently said, and he doesn't rest on his laurels. He does show that inspiration on touchline. Does Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as I currently said. But I think he's the right man for Manchester United. He's a cheaper alternative than Mauricio Pochettino. Wouldn't cost us out, you know, to recommend him in on a full-time basis, or maybe cost us somewhat little. Would we repay him, Mould, if he does get accepted to take the job on a full-time basis? I'm not too sure. We've obviously paid a fee, you know, to get him temporary, you know, for the time being. But as I currently said, yeah, Mauricio Pochettino hasn't won out in terms of silverware, but he signed a 5-year deal last summer, and he would cost us in the region of around £40 million at least to recommend him in the summer. But I think he's happy at Tottenham, and he's fully committed to Tottenham, and he's no intentions of leaving Tottenham, Mauricio Pochettino, because he's done a fantastic job, you know, with Tottenham. He's good at growing and developing young players, but they've only spent £50 million since 2014 of Tottenham Hotspur, and obviously they're going for the top four of Tottenham. I think they could still get in that top four. Obviously, they've got Kane and Dele Alli out injured. That's a concern for Tottenham because that's two of their stars, as I currently said. But yeah, I'd like to see Solskjaer get the job on a full-time basis. And we know, you know, other names have been mentioned. We know Zinedine Zidane got mentioned, you know, quite a while back. He got mentioned as well. So there has been a few mentioned, but Pochettino still reportedly, you know, remains number one. But I'd love to see Solskjaer get the job on a full-time basis. Yes, Burnley was poor. Wasn't a good performance. We still, you know, had a lot of shots in the game. We had 28 shots, 35 crosses in the game, as I said. You know, we created a lot of efforts. We were a bit slow, so we wasn't playing in in the way that we've recently been playing. But as I did currently say, we still show good commitment and good fight, you know, to get ourselves back into the game and get a point in that game, because we was 2-0 down. We scored 2 late goals, you know, to get back into that game, as I said. And good to see Lindelof, you know, get his first goal for Manchester United, as I said, in that game as well. But yeah, you know, because obviously Solskjaer would rotate the squad differently. And when I saw Andreas Pereira in the team, that's when I had concerns, you know, with Andreas Pereira, because Andreas Pereira hasn't really proven himself. But there again, Andreas Pereira hasn't really had the opportunity. But he got given the opportunity against Burnley, and you know, he failed to impress. And like, you know, in the game against Reading in the FA Cup, he gave a lot of the youngsters a chance in that. Did Ole Gunnar Solskjaer went with an 11, you know, that's never played together as an 11, and you know, and they failed to impress as well, as I currently said. So yeah, so that's mainly everything to update you with. So obviously, the Man United have got plans for the summer, as I currently said. So Koulibaly has been mentioned as one of our main priority targets for the summer. So too is Milan Skriniar. He's been mentioned, and Jadon Sancho has been mentioned as well. The Borussia Dortmund win, as I said. Give you a bit of details about him, as I did. 18 years of age, as I said. Had experience of playing in English football, you know, with Manchester City. Had a couple of years with Man City. Never got in the first team. You know, began his youth career with Watford for numerous years as well. And he's only 18 years of age. And since he's been at Borussia Dortmund, he has been a regular in the first team. Well, he actually played in the Borussia Dortmund reserve team, did Jadon Sancho as well. But we know he won't come cheap, and we know he will cost a lot of money, as we all currently know. And if we were to get him, you know, he would be our most expensive player for 90 million. Well, Pogba was, £89 million, wasn't he? Or something like that. If we were to get Koulibaly, he'd obviously be our most expensive signing, as I said, and the most expensive defender in world football, because we know he's going to cost at least a staggering £100 million to get in the summer, as I said. So anyway, drop your comments like below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribing.